Manga.
The incident happened on my way home from the hospital. I picked up my medication at the prescription pharmacy and then went outside. Then, a woman who was a short distance away came pedaling toward me on a bicycle and at a very fast speed. Oh no, I'm gonna get hit. As that went through my mind, the woman snatched the bag of pills I was holding in my hand. I was so startled by the suddenness of that event that I stood there stunned. The culprit was a mother with a child on the back of her bicycle who looked about 5 years old. I didn't bother to chase them down to get it back because it wasn't like they stole my valuables. Why would she steal medicine? I thought that as I watched the thief of a mom leave. The boy on the bike was wearing a mask, so I wondered if she was going to give it to him for his cold. Oh, wait! I quickly shouted, but the mom disappeared in a flash. Oh no! Those pills! Yes, inside were antidepressants and sleeping pills. I was at home just a year ago, caring for my 78-year-old grandmother. My grandmother developed an illness that caused her muscles to become painfully stiff and gradually lose movement throughout her body, and the hospital told her she would not live much longer. My grandmother wanted to stay at home as long as possible until her body became immobile. I thought it would take some time, so although I was working in a caregiving field at that time, I took a leave of absence saying, "I'll take care of her." I was a certified nutritionist and was thought to be a master of nursing home meals, but in reality was not so sweet. My grandmother would wake me in the middle of the night when her muscles ached. "Oh, my legs hurt and I need a massage." So I'd massage where she told me to, but she lost the sense of feeling since her muscles were already hardened, and even when I was moving my hands properly, "Hurry up and massage it! Why are you just standing there?" she would get angry. I could tell she was frustrated because she couldn't move her body as much as she wanted to, and I knew she was anxious. But no matter how hard I tried to care for her, I can't wait to die. I don't want to live anymore. She would always say things like that in front of me, and the next thing I knew, I was in an ambulance after taking a lot of sleeping pills. I was diagnosed with depression and was hospitalized for 3 months in a psych ward. Subsequently, my grandmother died. Still haunted by the trauma of that time, I continued to take medication long after I was discharged from the hospital. And today, as usual, I went to the hospital to see the doctor and picked up my medication, but as I was leaving the pharmacy, they were stolen. The problem is that the bag was stolen only contained the medication. The form with the medication details were in that bag along with my medication book. I always wear a mask when I go to the hospital to protect myself from germs. So if they stole them thinking I had a cold with my mask on, I hope she wouldn't give it to her kid thinking they're cold medicines. The antidepressant I was taking at that time was highly effective, but was prone to side effects and could cause a dry mouth, lightheadedness, and a strong risk of cardiovascular effects. I was really worried because it would be dangerous if they actually took it, so I told the hospital and the pharmacy about it just in case. With the pharmacist,
I just hope they don't carelessly take it.
I was so stunned by this bizarre event that I forgot to go to the police and went home. "What are you waiting for? Hurry up and go to the police!" My mother told me to, so I went to the nearest police station and reported the theft. The next day, the thief mom was arrested without a hitch. To the prescription pharmacy. "My son fell ill because of this pharmacy. Give me compensation." Apparently, a young mother came into the pharmacy and was screaming and making a lot of noise. The pharmacy asked for the mother for her name and the name of the medicine, and she said it was a cold remedy. But when she showed him what they actually were, the pharmacist immediately knew it. It was an antidepressant and a sleeping pill. The name of the medicine was also written in small letters on the back of the package, but the thief of a mom who thought it was a cold medicine gave it to her child without looking at the name. The name and the address were not registered as a patient, and since the pharmacy is near the clinic, the pharmacist usually recognizes the patient's face, but he had no recollection of the woman at all. The pharmacist thought of the worst and said,
We handle a lot of psychiatric drugs in particular. Taking them in the wrong dosage could be fatal.
He explained to her, and the mom started to get upset. No! If you're going to prescribe a drug like that, make sure you put the instructions on it. She began to rant.
It is our rule to tell you the contents of the instructions in front of you before we give you the medicine. So, there is no way we would give you the medicine without the instructions, or without enclosing them in the bag.
Although the pharmacist explained, I told you it wasn't in there. You forgot to put it in a bag, didn't you? But she wouldn't listen. My son just fainted and collapsed. What are you going to do? Isn't that what you call professional negligence or something? Just give me the damn alimony. She snapped and grabbed the pharmacist. The pharmacist asks the woman to calm down.
Calm down. Where's your child now? Is he in the hospital?
My mother's looking after him. It's too expensive to take him to the hospital. Hey, what did my son just get drugged with? Is he going to die? Yet she frantically yells at the pharmacist.
I don't know how much he took, but you need to take your child to the hospital first.
So the pharmacist desperately tried to convince her. But the thief mom started going crazy, parading around and asking for alimony and compensation money. And finally, murderer! You die instead! She was so violent that the police were called. When questioned by the police during a subsequent interrogation, the mom confessed. She had often snatched from elderly people at other pharmacies in the past because she didn't want to waste money on medicine. It usually had a medicine information sheet with the bag, so she would give her father a medicine for high blood pressure, and she would take Loxonin when she had a headache to save money on medicine. This is the first time I snatched at this pharmacy, and although there was no form on it that said anything about the medicine, I thought it was cold medicine and gave it to my child who had a slight cold. He immediately became limp and drowsy and didn't wake up. No matter how hard I tried to wake him up, he wouldn't, so I thought I could get some compensation and came here. Is what she said. The pharmacy and the police contacted me, and the medicine she gave her child were indeed mine. I was told that her son woke up safely after that, and he had taken 2 sleeping pills and was sleeping soundly. It was the only relief for me that the child was okay. At first, I wasn't sure until the last minute whether I should report the theft because I thought the police would think it was just theft of medicine. But they had received reports from other people regarding the theft of medicine, so they readily accepted my report, assuming it was the same culprit.
Thanks to your report, they were arrested without incident.
And they were so glad that I have decided to report it. But even then, giving a child medicine, not knowing what it is terrifying. And the fact that she thought she could get alimony for something stolen is something else. I'm glad that the worst was over, but I can't help but feel sorry for the kid who was the biggest victim of this incident.
Thank you for watching all the way to the end. What did you think of today's episode? Leave a comment and let me know your thoughts on today's story. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe.